OT day, OT day, OT day. Baby, you're the one that's with me, no mistake. Will you back it up with that thing?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Lara Love. If you are new, welcome. Hey, we like to hang out, we like to talk here. Yeah. So today I'm going to be speaking to you about something that's a little bit personal, but I feel like it's something that's important because what I'm learning, like after doing some research on it, actually a lot of women go through it. Not even just women, a lot of like married people go through it, and I feel like no one talks about it because I never heard about it until I went through it myself. So I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys, my experience. So what I'm speaking about today is called, it's called post-wedding depression. That's what they call it. I don't like the word depression. I don't never claim that on myself. So I call it the post-wedding blues. But the correct term for it is called post-wedding depression. Now, what is that? So pretty much it's just a feeling, just the best way to describe it, of just being low. It's like a crash. It's like you're flying high, you're in cloud nine, and then someone just like takes their foot, kicks you in the back, and then you splat on the ground. That's the best way I can describe it, because that's what it felt like for me. So for some background, I am currently 25 years old. I got married last year when I was 24. In July, my anniversary is approaching. Yeah, and so pretty much how it was is like, so I got engaged in May of 2018. So from that moment, I'm one of those people, like, when I'm excited for something, it's all I think about, it's all I talk about. I don't want to hear nothing else besides like that. Like, that's it. From the moment, I'm like, okay, what's my dress gonna look like? Where are we gonna do it? Blah, 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 blah. So from that moment all the way until July 19th, which was my Nigerian like engagement celebration, everything was wedding. So like, you had to imagine, it's just, you're like on a high. You're on a super, 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 super high, and like, everyone's always talking about your wedding. You're so excited. Everything is just about, and it's not even like everything's about you, because it's really not. What I learned was my wedding was more about my parents and my in-laws. But yeah, it's a very positive high. Everything's super fast paced. You're going, you're picking your bridal party, you're planning this, you're planning that, you're having your bridal shower, your bachelorette week. Like, it's just a lot going on, and it's an extreme high. And then you get married. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's everything you thought it was. And like, as most people know, all the crazy stuff that happens that day doesn't even matter. It's just a part of the story at that point. And then you go on your honeymoon. You're happy. You're excited. But then you come back home. Now for me, my husband and I, we also bought a house. So we got married. And like, before we bought our house in April of last year. We got married in July. So we had our house. It was a fixer-upper. So like, we literally gutted it and like redid it. So this, even where I'm sitting right now, look nothing like this. Everything, yeah, so when we came back to a new house. There was a lot going on with the city at that time with National Grid. I don't know if you guys remember when they were dealing with like that fracking stuff, and they stopped giving gas to people. Unfortunately, we were one of those houses where they decided we were like in a crossfire between National Grid and New York State, and like a bunch of us on this block didn't have gas literally for months. So it was a lot. So for me, yeah, I came back, and being 24 and like going from living in my parents' house to like suddenly I'm a wife living with my husband who I love so much. I think that I had expectations for myself, and also listening to other people's expectations for me just kind of really messed me up. And yeah, I just want to talk about it because, I know that this happens to a lot of people, and yeah, and if you're in the process of getting married, I just think it's important to just know about. So yeah, so I came home. My birthday is actually August 9th. So anyone who knows me knows I take my birthday so serious, to the point where some people probably are annoyed with how serious I take my birthday. But I don't know. It's a day about me. I get to celebrate me, and I like it. I like planning things. I just love it. So I came back from our honeymoon like the last week of July, whenever that was, or probably August 1st, something like that. So for me, my main thought was, okay, Lade, you're a wife now. You know, you gotta like just kind of let everything go. You're a wife, you're an adult. Everything now is about you and your husband. Everything now is about you and your husband. Now, for me, don't get me wrong, that is true to an extent, right? But one thing that I realized after that whole experience looking at it is like every person is a person, if that makes sense. My name is Lara. I'm Lara. I'm Lara the daughter. I am Lara the sister. I'm Lara the auntie. I'm Lara the student. I'm Lara the educator. I'm Lara the friend. I'm Lara the cousin. I'm Lara, and now I'm Lara the wife. For me, I thought I had to kind of get rid of all those other Lara hats and just become Lara the wife. And what I didn't realize was I'm Lara, and all of those pieces are a part of me. So me getting married didn't suddenly make me not someone's daughter, didn't suddenly make me not someone's friend, or suddenly make me not someone's sister. It's just, it upgraded me, for me, you know, in my experience, it upgraded me, but it didn't take away from all those other things that I had. And I think a lot of times, you know, when you're young and you have like all these aunties and mommies and different people like just kind of in your ear telling you like, oh, you know, now that you're married, you can't be doing this. You have to. It's like you mentally start writing these things down, and whether or not you like are someone who shrugs it off, it stays with you. So then when you're sitting at home and it's like, oh wait, it's showtime. At least for me, I felt like I had to just like cut everything off and just be Lara the wife. Mind you, I've never been Lara the wife before. So if you even ask me, what is Lara the wife? I still don't know. I honestly still don't. I don't know, but I felt like I was supposed to know, and I felt like I was supposed to act a certain way because of it. And granted, you are, you know what I mean? Like you are, but you don't become a new person. I don't go from being Lara to Vanessa, because I don't know who Vanessa is. And in my head, I got married and I was Vanessa, and Vanessa was that wife you see on TV that like, that that wife, that person who takes care of the home. Like that was Vanessa. I'm like, all right, Lada, you Vanessa now. And that was not the case. So some of the things that I had done was like, I told myself like, okay, all right. So my husband and I, we didn't move away. So I live in New York. My family lives in New York. His family lives in New York. And so we're like literally like 10 minutes away from both our parents' houses, like in opposite directions. So I told myself like, okay, I'm not going to speak to my parents for a bit. I'm not going to like go over there for a couple months. I don't want anyone here for a couple months. I need to take some time to acclimate. I need some time to just kind of like get my stuff. Like I even told myself like, okay, I'm not going to speak to my friends. I'm not going to see my friends. Like right now, it's just about me, and it's about my baby, and it's about this house and making this marriage work. And guys, that was probably the worst thing I could have done. When I tell you, like, I sunk into this place that was so low. To like, I've even told friends about this recently, and they're still surprised. Like, are you serious? Yes. Like, I'm one of those people. If I'm going through things, you will never know unless I decide to tell you. Like, I can go from crying to happy in about 0.2 seconds. Call it a talent. I don't know, but if I don't want to show my emotions, I really won't. So like I was sad. Like I spent a lot of days crying. And of course, when you're a newly married couple, the way that you're feeling on the inside is always going to affect the other person, because this is the person who you're around all the time. This is a person who may be dealing with their own things, but like you're almost like walking on eggshells around each other, because you don't want that person to think that you're unhappy with them. But you're also frustrated because you're like, why aren't you understanding? You're also frustrated because it's like, you're going through these emotions, you're not like vocalizing it, so you're internalizing it, and like some way or the other it's coming out on the other person. So you can imagine that also causes problems. So like I remember one day I had to call like a close relative of mine who had gotten married pretty young as well, and I'm like, yo, this is how I've been feeling. This is what's been going on. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, what is this? And she told me, like, you know what? You're not crazy. I felt that same way too. So I'm like, wait. So I Googled it. I'm a Googler. And what I learned on Google was like, it said, I think they did some like research, and like 12% of the women, they only interviewed women, but I'm sure men deal with this as well. But it said 12% of women had this feeling of just crashing and feeling of just like they're not living up to the standards that the world has set for them and that they have set for themselves. And I realized, like, yo, that's what's going on with me right now. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I was sad, and I was just stressing my husband out. I'm like, my birthday's coming up. I don't even know, like, what am I even doing right now? Like, I was just, it wasn't a good time. And thank God, like, after a while, I was able to kind of get myself out of it. I was like, I realized what was going on. And I realized that, why am I keeping myself from seeing my family who I've been with every single day for the last 25 years? Like, now I don't want to be around them. Why am I keeping myself from speaking to my friends who I've been with since birth? Like, why am I deciding that all these coping mechanisms that I had before, my husband who I was dating at the time included, I decided that I want to cut out 96% of it and then just have this 4% and then expect that my husband's supposed to pick up everybody else's job. That wasn't right. And because of that, I felt it. I did. I felt it quite a bit. He felt it. We felt it. And, thank God we were able to move from that moment and that place to a new place where, and even with that, I'm still learning how to balance, time for my family, learning how to balance times for my friends, learning how to balance just being this, like, becoming this person that I know that I can become, this woman that, this woman who gets it and does it and gets it done. That's who I want to be, and that's who I am, and that's who I'm becoming. So I just had to learn how to balance it. And I think that's really what it's about. And of course, always most important, never forget you yourself. Like, everyone is always going to need something from you, just like you're always going to need something from somebody else. But you also need things from you. So you have to also think of times when, like, sometimes you might just need to, like, take a walk by yourself. You're not talking to anybody. Sometimes you might need to put your phone on airplane mode and just, like, hide it. Sometimes you might need to go in the bedroom and be like, babe, like, can you just give me, I need a moment. Let me have this moment. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you've been dealing with you all these years, and that's how you cope. And that's how you're going to continue to cope. It's not going to change now just because you live with somebody, just because you're married. They're just here to help and to assist and to make things better. But the things that you have to deal with on the inside, you still also have to deal with on the inside. So yeah, I just wanted to come and share my experience. And I really do hope that this has helped. And I hope that, like, if I could give one takeaway, I feel like this is me being a teacher. I always feel like you have to sum it up and nail the important part in so they remember. But if I could give one takeaway from this video, I think I would say, just because you're getting a new hat, so whether your new hat is you becoming a parent, whether your new hat is, I don't know, you just bought a house, whatever your new hat is, don't feel like you have to throw away all your old hats, and that new hat is the new you. That new hat is just coming to the party. That new hat is joining all the other cool hats you already had in the closet. Okay? That's not just you. All them hats are you. And the best way for you to be a successful person and be the best you and just, like, grow is to find ways to give love to each and every one of those hats, because all those hats need a different thing, and all those hats have different ways that caters to you and provides different looks and feels for you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and please comment down below. Like, let me know if you've had experiences with this, or if this has helped you, even if you're not married and you're dating or anything like that. I would love to know. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it if you feel like it'll be helpful to someone you may know. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.